Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you how our second backyard turned out. And for you who are new here, welcome. And you don't know me yet, we live in an old factory and we don't have a front yard, but we do have two backyards, one on each side of the building. Quite small, but big enough for us. And this second backyard we have not touched at all, and we have been here for like 1 year and 3 months, and I'm sure there has been no major work there for at least a decade. So we started off beginning of April, and now we have turned it into our little oasis, and parts of it are a bit Japanese inspired. We have some DIYs that we did along the way that I want to share with you as well. So let's do this. Let me show you. And here is the lovely before of this garden. Look at this. Roof tiles everywhere, and it looks more like a dump than anything else. And if you look to your left there at this giant bush, remember this one? I will remind you later, but it's huge. It currently takes up 1/3 of the garden, and here it's a private road only to a couple of households, so it's not busy at all. The bush again from another angle. And here is our factory building. This is how it looks. And this was like early April. And here I have started to cut on the bush there. I gave up because it took too long. I need help from a chainsaw. And a little further on, we have some white gravel on our pathways, have a screen up, a little bit of everything there. And now it's time for some DIYs. And we have this bench. It has been sitting in the other garden on the other side of the building, and it's very worn. It's kind of red already. I will paint it red. But first I will clean it off properly because it was very, very dirty. And I'm painting it with a red color, a dark red color. It looks bright at the moment, but it will turn beautifully dark red. And it's for both indoors and outdoors, water-based, and I applied 2 coats. Once dry, I will write something right in the center of the bench, like you see me do there. I'm just using a black acrylic paint, and once everything is painted and dried, I will spray the whole bench, especially over the text there, with a varnish. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrifting, decorating, renovation of my home, some pottery, some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and let's be friends. And here it is in the garden. I will show you better the placement of it when the whole thing is ready to be revealed. The place to be perfect. Just sit there and relax and meditate and just be in the now. And then it's time to paint the door that leads to this garden, and I will paint it in the same red color as the bench and as the bell that you see just beside on the right hand side of the door. And now I'm painting it, and I went over it twice as well, 2 coats. This garden, as I said in the intro, it will be Japanese inspired in certain places, so that's why I'm going with this red color as well. And a red beautiful door needs a wreath, and a Japanese inspired wreath. I have this beautiful wreath form, and these sticks, I just need to cut off the ends there because they have been damaged in another project. And once done, I will just put them over each other like you see there, and I just measure exactly where I want to cut into the dowels. I have 3 centimeters from the edge, and then 1 centimeter where I will cut, and then another 3 centimeters, and then 1 centimeter where I will cut. And as you see here, I took my handsaw and I sawed at my 1 centimeter markings, not all the way through, only halfway through. One on one side and one on the opposite side. And you can see the result here. Then I take this tool and carve away in between where I have sawed, at my 1 centimeter markings, like so. Yeah, watch me work here and you will understand. I just carve away that portion that I have hand sawed. Then I try to put them together like in a Japanese fashion, but as you can see here, it doesn't fit properly. It's because I haven't carved deep enough. So I just continue to carve until I have a nice fit. And when done, it looks like this, and it's time to just put some hot glue and attach the dowels to each other, like so. But then it's Japanese inspired, so I will take this out to spray paint it. And I give it 2 coats of black matte spray paint. Once dry, it looks like this. I think it turned out great, and now I need to attach it to my wreath form, and I do that with some jute twine. Just cut a piece and then I will wrap it around one of the dowels and around the wreath form, like you will see me do right here. And I will do the same thing in 3 places. And when I tie a double knot, I will just put a dab of hot glue just to keep the knot in place. And now I take a piece of nautical rope, tie a knot, and then just put it on top as a hanger. And now time for some florals, some leaves, and what is Japanese but orchids. Love them. I have a white one here that I would just hot glue into place. And as the final touch, I will take a cute little butterfly and just hot glue it on the end there, like so. And here it is, and here you see the door, how it turned out as well. Beautiful. And I love the Japanese style that is a bit minimalistic. Not too fussy, not too much, less is more. I think. In one corner of the backyard, where the big bush was, or still is part of it, we are going to make a water feature. And here we have dug out a little bit and more in the center because I really want a water lily. And we have these cement blocks that we'll have 2 rows of, and we will put it together with cement. And here I am, just putting more cement on top of it so we can have a nicer finish. I still want it rustic, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And here we have put the liner in, and we're filling it with water. And meanwhile, this will be on the wall where the water feature is. I will cut smaller scrap pieces of wood to make it sort of like I did with the wreath, but in another scale. And I will put it on top of the water feature, and it would look something like that. And this tray here, metal tray, I bought a long time ago from IKEA, and that will be the Japanese sun. So it will look something like that, and then the small scrap pieces. But the sun can't be silver, so I needed to touch it up with some golden spray paint. 2 coats, and then on top of that some varnish as well, and hopefully it will be okay in the weathers outside. And here I am with the small pieces that I've cut to size, and I'm painting them in black color. And I applied 2 coats of this black color. And when the water has filled our little water feature, it was time to step into it, and it was super cold, and I needed to do that in order to reach to cut off the excess of the liner. Then tucking it under the wood board and screw it into place. Ready? Here is a reminder. And when you open the door to our backyard, it looks like this now. A small little place where you can sit, and a tiny greenhouse there. We have done this backyard on a budget. The most of the things here in the garden we have recycled. Let's take a walk. On the fence in the background, you can see that we have put up, there are faux trellises with ivy, just to get some more privacy. And here is the bench. We'll come back to that one a little later on. And this is where the big bush was, and here is a nice picture. I will show you the before once more, and this is how it looks now. A lot nicer, isn't it? So we have some blueberries and some rhubarb, and we have planted onions and potatoes in this patch here. And there are loads and loads of lily of the valley starting to bloom any minute now. And on this side I have my herb garden. It's still early May, and We have had a late spring, so it has not really exploded yet. We have some chives, lavender, celery, thyme, and sage and mint. A little bit of everything. And there we have some climbers, honeysuckles that I hope will give a nice scent. And as a backdrop, I have a lot of rose bushes. They were in the other garden, and I have just placed them here and hope they will grow and look beautiful in a couple of months. And here we are back on our little patio, and this is the greenhouse, and I have some rosemary in there, some sunflowers ready to be planted out in pots in the garden, some parsley, some pepper, some celery here as well, and some other flowers, don't know the names of them, some lettuce and a couple of tomato plants. So, where are everything Japanese, you may wonder, except for the wreath on the door and the color red? I show you. Let's take a walk. And we have some raspberries there growing. There is a Japanese lantern, can you see it? That's not all. We will turn left here and remember the big bush. I will show you. This is how it looked, and we turned it into a bonsai, a very large bonsai. And there in the corner we have our water feature, Japanese stepping stones, and a Japanese lantern there. And this Japanese maple tree. And this is the water feature with some water lilies and some papyrus, do you call it that? And some other water plants. And a nice little frog. And we have put up a screen here. There's still a little bit missing there in the corner, do you see it? I have plans for that. I will show you in another video what I will do there. And here is the little feature with the sun. What do you think? I think it turned out cute. I will show you a little later when the sun hits it. It's beautiful. And now I'm sitting on the little stone bench and looking out on into the garden. I have a Buddha under the bonsai and a Japanese lantern with some ferns growing there. And we have put up another screen there in the center of everything. And that screen is there to hide our garden waste. And here are some birch trees. I love my birch trees. And underneath is our red bench, the place to be. You have a little dapple shade here, and it's perfect on a hot summer day. And you can have another view of the garden. I love to have plenty of seats, so you can look at the garden from all the angles. So tell me, what do you think? Did you like how my garden turned out? Leave me a comment down below. And here is in the afternoon, the little pump is going there. And you can see on the sun there, the water and the sun are playing on the metal, beautiful reflections. If you like this video and videos like this, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button for more inspirational videos. And let me know, do you want me to give you another tour in the middle of the summer when everything has started to grow and exploded? I can do that. And if you want more inspiration, more DIYs, hit that DIY playlist icon appearing on the screen right here. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.